and welcome to this month's episode of Chamber Chat. I'm Roxie Deer, the Director of Membership and Education with our Chamber, and I'm so excited for this month's episode. We've got 3 great interviews. We're going to start with Christina Allen, who has started a new business in Wayne County, and then you'll hear from Valerie Schaefer and Melissa Vance about a new initiative to support our local restaurants. And then finally, you'll hear from Daniel Arthur, our communications coordinator, about a new created event called Love Local. But let's get started with Christina. Welcome and thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have this opportunity today. Thank you.
I know it's weird to be on Zoom. It's 2021, but we're still on Zoom. This might be part of our new normal now, but thank you so much. I wish we were in the studio. So Christina, you have tell us a little bit about who you are, and then we'll talk a little bit about your new business.
Okay. So I've lived in Richmond my entire life. I'm married. I have 3 children. They're all girls.
Oh my goodness.
I have a pretty decent background in the healthcare field in general. I have a bachelor's in healthcare management and a master's in business and psychology. I started out working as a medical assistant. And that is what I did as I completed all of the rest of my education. So then I moved on to practice management. And then I finally decided that I wanted to shift paths to pretty much accommodate my family more. So I ended up working with a functional physician here locally.
Okay.
And then unfortunately, that practice closed when COVID hit.
Okay.
So after that, I knew I had to find a way to adapt to something that was super unknown. I mean, no one knew it was going to happen. So I did something most people would probably consider crazy. And I started my own business in the middle of a pandemic.
So tell us, you've told me a little bit. Tell us about this business and what does it do? Like, who do you serve, and what are your goals of that business?
Yeah. Okay. So Divine Balanced Health is all about functional health coaching, which basically means if you have any type of goal, whether it be physical, mental, dealing with past trauma, anxiety, anything really, we get you the information you need to move forward and even connect you with other avenues that might offer you support as well. So I like to think it serves anyone because I think we're all a work in progress, including myself. I will be the first to say that every coach needs a coach, and I do have a health coach myself, which is kind of what got me started on this path as well. So every coach needs a coach. My goal is to help individuals learn how to become their best advocate in their health needs and in all areas of their life as well. So I cheer them on, during this journey, and also provide a ton of resources to help them meet their individual needs. So if the coaching experience is a one-on-one, which I offer group classes and then also one-on-one sessions. The one-on-one sessions typically last anywhere from 1 to 3 months. And that's just sort of the sweet spot for coaching, depending on chronic conditions that the client may have, or maybe their individual goal per se. So it's not something that a client would have to keep doing monthly with me. The goal is to really empower the client to take charge of their own health and then move forward. So give them the tools that they need, and then they can go out into the world, armed with all this knowledge, and then move forward. And I really like to use weight loss as an example, just because it's something that I've gone through personally. So I have a program specifically for this client need. We would talk about current health habits, go through a really extensive intake form. I don't like to leave any stone unturned.
Which is important. I like to go to a doctor's office and feel like they know everything when we start and we're not filling in the blanks as we go.
Yeah, so I like to very comprehensive, I like to dig and find things that could be clues moving forward, in the health journey. It's really important to know things that you may think, oh, that doesn't matter, but it matters to me and it matters to your journey. So I like to gather as much information as I possibly can. And then we would meet weekly or biweekly, depending on whether you're a 3-month person or a 1-month person.
Okay.
You know, those 3-month people I usually meet with biweekly.
Okay.
So that's, I'm there to hold you accountable. It's all done virtually. Welcome to the world we
It's
live in.
still, I was going to say welcome to 2020, but now it's 2021, right? So
2021.
welcome to 2021.
I know but it is a bonus because my hours are flexible. And of course, you get to do it from the comfort of your own home. So that's always a bonus when you get to be kind of, business from the waist up and then maybe jammies from the waist down when you go to your appointment. So,
Absolutely. The stretchy pants, right?
right. I do like that. So, but the big picture goal for all clients would be, we're adding years to our life by taking control and, empowering ourselves to make those health choices for our future and then our family's future as well.
One of the things you said to me when we first talked, you said people need to know what to ask their doctors and their medical providers. And you said, I help you create those questions. And
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that since you said it. I'm like, oh, that's a resource everyone needs. Explain more about that.
Yeah. So I actually have a doctor's template that you would be able to take with you to your appointment. So after we meet and I go through your intake form and I get to know you, then we can work on creating that template that you can take with you to your physician. And it's just so helpful because I know that every time I go to the doctor, I go and sit down and then I forget everything that I was like, oh, I'm going to ask these questions today, and then it just goes out of my brain. I'm just in the moment
I
and
can't,
it's
yeah,
gone.
yeah, absolutely. This sounds like something I need. So, uh, let's talk about the elephant in the room. You said you opened a business during the middle of a global pandemic about healthcare and
Yeah.
wellness and well-being. How has it been? What's going on?
Um, I see, honestly, I see a lot of people that are struggling. They they're in their houses a lot or they're overly worked a lot. There's so many pieces of the puzzle right now, which I'm sure everyone knows is super complicated.
Absolutely.
But yeah, there's just a lot of things happening in our world in general. But I see a lot of people super busy, whether it be taking care of their families, um, homeschooling their kids, going to work in these circumstances, being a healthcare provider, all of these things. Just everyone is, I like to say, I hope I say this right. Everyone always says, oh, we're all in the same boat. I don't really look at it that way. I always say, well, we're all in a boat, but we're not all in the same boat because like somebody over here may have a huge leak while somebody over here may just have like buckets of water.
Yeah.
It's just we're all in a different boat, I think.
And we're
So
all in a different boat going in a different direction right now.
yeah, it's
Adds to
like
the puzzle.
the race that like there's no finish line, so you have no idea where you're going. It's
Yeah.
it's crazy. I feel like it's just kind of maybe controlled chaos. I don't know if it's controlled, but I'm gonna go with that
Sometimes
for
it
now.
feels controlled and then other times it just feels like a complete headache. And I think that varies for
Yes.
every single person.
Yes, and that for sure can lead you to kind of getting caught up in the moment, I think, and forgetting to take care of yourself. And it's not, oh, I messed up. I wasn't taking care of myself. It's not like that at all. It's just something that happens and we all have it happen. So this really focuses on, hey, like take care of me because you aren't going to be performing whether you're at work or whether you're at home. It's really hard to perform at the optimal level that you need to be if you're not taking care of yourself first.
Absolutely. I love that. If somebody is interested in connecting with your business or with you, how can they reach out and find you?
It's called Divine Balanced Health LLC.
And Divine is spelled Divine. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make
Yep.
sure that they get that information correctly and they
Yeah,
can find that on Facebook.
absolutely. Divine Balanced Health. And also my website, divinebalancedhealth.com. if you have specific questions, you can fill out the contact me form from the website, and it'll go straight to my confidential email. So
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. You're providing a service that's not something that's easy to find in Wayne County. And so we're excited to have you, one, as a new chamber member, and two, someone who's excited and ready to jump in and help our community get better and stay healthy. And that's a holistic approach, not just physically, mentally, but also emotionally as well, which I think is probably right now is probably one of the biggest challenges our community is facing. So thank you so much for joining us today. What's the website again?
it is www.divinebalancedhealth.com.
Thank you. And they can find you on Facebook as well, DIVINE, correct?
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much. We're going to head over to Melissa and Valerie Schaefer right now to talk to you about a new opportunity for local restaurants during the COVID pandemic. So thank you so much, and we will see you in just a bit.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Melissa Vance, the President and CEO of the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce, and I am excited to have my friend and colleague Valerie Schaefer with me today from the Economic Development Corporation. Hi, Valerie.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. You and I have gotten to see a lot of each other this past year.
Yes, we have, but I have to say it's been a pleasure working so closely with the chamber.
It's times like this past year when we've been dealing with so much chaos with COVID that we really understand why it's important for us to maintain close relationships on projects, because at just the drop of a hat, you, Mary Walker from Tourism Bureau, and many others, and I have just had a chance to jump together and figure out how are we going to tackle these big issues that businesses are dealing with. So
absolutely, and I think we're very fortunate to have had such a good baseline of partnerships prior to this to work from, and it made it so easy for us to come together and work through this and develop new programs to support our businesses and our community, and help market those programs collaboratively.
So just for those that are watching today, why don't you start by just giving us a quick overview? What are a few of those programs that we've been able to roll out over this past year, and how has it impacted businesses so far?
Sure. Well, we've done a number of things. Initially, we helped Wayne County and the city of Richmond roll out the PPE marketplace to get much needed personal protective equipment in the hands of businesses so that they could either safely reopen or remain open during the pandemic. Next, of course, we worked really closely with all of our partners and marketing any federal and state programs that were coming down the pike, such as the EIDL and PPP from the SBA. And then there were other state grants offered to support the tourism industry and the manufacturing sectors, as well as grants from the Office of Community and Rural Affairs that the city of Richmond, Hagerstown, and Fountain City all were recipients of. But here locally, we were able to pool about $900,000 in funding from city government, Wayne County government, the Economic Development Income Tax Fund that is pooled by several communities, income tax across the county, and then the Economic Growth Group. And through that, we were able to offer 2 rounds of 0% interest loans to businesses that needed it most, and we deferred payment for up to 6 months. After that program ended, we have about $130,000 remaining that was not loaned out. So right now we just converted that funding into a restaurant subsidy program to help our locally hit restaurants who have experienced about 30% revenue loss in paying their mortgage, their lease, and or their utility payments.
Can we just start by saying what a huge win it was to be able to get the public sector from the county and the city to pull funds together along with the private sector from the economic growth group to contribute significantly to that. That's something that we always talk about. Wouldn't it be great if we had this public-private partnership, and then really just stopping on a dime, figuring out what the needs were, and moving forward? Those things rolled out really quickly.
We did, and I'm truly impressed with the amount of funding that we were able to obligate. I started to keep track of local support funds from across the state, whether it was grant dollars or loan dollars. And really, Wayne County was standing up against the biggest communities across the state in terms of the amount of resources that we had to deploy to local businesses. So I'm very impressed and appreciative of our public-private partnership we've been able to pull together.
It made a huge difference. Each one of these things makes a huge difference. And so now with this $130,000 remaining being a subsidy for restaurants, talk to me about why restaurants were chosen for this piece.
Restaurants continue to be the hardest hit industry sector as a result of the pandemic. They're faced with limitations on seating capacity due to social distancing requirements. And, quite frankly, the consumer confidence still isn't there. Many people are not eating inside restaurants, and they might not be carrying out as often as they used to either.
It's one of those things, and you hit on it. Those locally owned businesses, they're the fabric of who we are. And we tout regularly how poised we are right in the middle of Dayton and Indianapolis and Cincinnati to be able to go and do things in a day's drive. But the reason why people choose to live here is not because we have that proximity to a city. It's because we have culture, and our culture is totally different here in East Central Indiana, and we love it. And, I just think about some of these places, whether it's King's Cafe over in Cambridge City, or Willie and Red's up in Hagerstown, or Five Arch Brewing in Centerville. It doesn't matter. They're all so unique, and they just make up a really cool part of our community that we wouldn't be.
Absolutely. Well said.
We are looking forward to the potential of having some more state funds come this direction. I know you and I are both part of a grant committee that is applying for more dollars to come, and that will remain to be seen whether or not it's awarded or not. But just, if you're watching today, knowing that we are continually working to identify the needs and make sure the needs are met. And it doesn't matter if it's an effort that's led by our county or our cities and towns, or the organizations that we lead. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes.
Absolutely. I think that we can all stand up very proud knowing that all of us in city and county government, not-for-profit organizations, our community leaders, we've all come together to make sure there's no stone left unturned. We're keeping track of programs that are available. We're promoting them locally, whether it's local, state, or federal funds. We're going after those dollars to make sure that we're maximizing the amount of support that's available, both to our residents and for the business community.
So we have a couple minutes left, and on the flip side of those businesses that have struggled and have needed a hand up this year, we have some businesses that have just really done well this year, particularly when we look at manufacturing. A lot of our pet food manufacturers have done really well this year, and the growth of Blue Buffalo here in our community has been great. Is there anything you want to talk about with just some success stories that have come out of this year that you've seen?
Well, I think you hit on a big one. Our pet food companies have had great years. Certainly all of us are taking good care of our pets during this crazy time when we're at home with them more and more, and so they must be on our minds. But really our manufacturers have done a phenomenal job of pivoting to provide support to the pandemic. I know we've heard a lot about Primex, but it's really the top company that comes to mind when you think of someone who's made substantial changes to their operation to meet demand.
It's that's a great example because it was really neat to see our community shine in that arena. I know I was on a couple calls with the state chamber talking about needs, and to hear Primex and a couple others in our community mentioned as those who were supplying PPE across the state at that time was just really exciting to me. It was a proud moment. So thanks for being with me today, Valerie, and for all the work you do. And we'll look forward to talking to you more again later.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Roxie. You just heard from Melissa and Valerie Schaefer, and now I'm joined with my coworker, Daniel Arthur, who is our communications coordinator and oversees our Buy Local program. Welcome, Daniel.
Thanks for having me.
So Buy Local is launching a brand new campaign. Tell us a little bit about what it's called, how it started, and why it's important to our community.
Absolutely. So our new campaign we're launching this next month is called Love Local, and it's think the Shop Local, Shop Small Saturday, but with kind of a more Valentine's Day twist. The winter months are sometimes hard for business owners. Not a lot of people want to go out and shop. We just spend a lot of money on Christmas. So this is kind of our little push to encourage people to get out and shop and remember why they love shopping locally and why they love these local businesses. So we're really excited about it, and we're excited for what we're going to roll out with it.
We know that the time from Christmas shopping until about Mother's Day are the slowest months for our businesses notoriously, let alone during a pandemic, and let alone during the, if it's really bad weather, they're really struggling. So this is a great effort to drive extra business to them, or even just drive awareness to them. Let's talk about some of the events that you have coming up. I know you're kicking it the month off with kind of a fun recreation of an event. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So Love Local is going to kick off with another Shop Small Saturday. So Shop Small Saturday typically happens the Saturday after Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and it's the shopping time and people are already getting out and spending. So this is a time to kind of encourage that again, to encourage people to get out and to support those local businesses, to get out where they may not normally have. It's right before Valentine's Day weekend. So it's the perfect opportunity to go and get a gift. I know that's probably when I'm going to go buy for my fiance. So it's just a great opportunity to get the community out and supporting local businesses.
And it's not just buying for Valentine's. If you're looking for new clothing, if you're looking for new places to shop, and we've got so many great stores in Wayne County that this is the perfect time to go out. So this is, and not the only time you can go out. You can shop at these stores anytime, but we're just making a special effort to celebrate them on that day.
Absolutely.
Some other events that we're planning are more centered around Valentine's is the Wine and Dine event. Talk a little bit about why that's important to our local restaurants.
Yeah. So, now more than ever, we need to support local restaurants. And I know that a lot of people like to go out and have a nice dinner for Valentine's, and a lot of restaurants usually accommodate that, but it's hard with in-person dining sometimes, especially right now, and some people might not want to go out. So it's getting the word out about specials that are going on, or things that restaurants might be offering to accommodate for those, or what they're doing for Valentine's Day weekend, to help drive, not only to help people in Wayne County celebrate the holiday, but to also help our local businesses.
Absolutely. Now there's going to be some social media included with this. You're going to see a new logo that comes out, and you're going to see it all over the place. We're actually going to show it in this interview. But there is a buy local bingo contest going on. And how can somebody participate in that?
Yeah, so we'll have the bingo cards. They'll roll out, and you'll be able to download them from social media and then play along. And as you fill out the spaces, you post about it. It could be something like 3 local businesses on Facebook, or post a selfie of yourself at a business you love, something like that. And as you fill out the bingo card, we'll have some prizes and exciting things for those who get those cards filled out.
Absolutely. And what's our social media channels if they would like to see that that bingo card? It'll be launching on February 1st.
Absolutely. So we are on Facebook our Facebook page is Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce. We're on Instagram at WC Area Chamber. And then we're on Twitter at WCACC. So it'll be launching on our 3 main platforms.
And of course, shameless plug, they'll all be available on the Hype pages as well, because we'll be supporting those as well. Another initiative that's going to take place, and you and I can talk a little bit about this quickly. We're going to do some educational efforts along with this too. And that's not just for like shoppers. This is more for the business side of it. So helping our businesses get the skill sets that they need to think outside of the box. And we know that right now everybody's tired of adapting and changing with what they're doing. We're going to help them create some new ideas and put those ideas into action. So we're excited for those sessions to roll out. We've also got a fun initiative playing around the Valentine's cards that you used to get when you were a kiddo that will be going out to our local businesses. So we are so excited to support local. We love local, wink, wink. And so this is a great time to support local. And we encourage everyone to buy local, shop local, live local, because it just supports our community even more. All right, Daniel, thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you for watching this month's episode of Chamber Chat.